Welcome to the Stand-Up Diet with me, most importantly, Amanda Arnold, and this guy, Dr. Brady Smith.
Thank you, Doctor.
Dr. Brady Smith.
Include that in there, please.
I'm going to just start going by
Well,
doctor.
he's not a doctor of distance because this was not 10 miles from my hotel. I can tell your sweet ass that.
And Chad Daniels today, you guys.
I want to introduce our guest as well.
I love that. Yeah. He said, do you think it's going to be, when we were in the car, do you think it's going to, it's not as close as you guys said.
Well, because I'd never met you, Brady. And,
right.
So I was like, how's his personality? Does he take shit well? Because I like dishing on podcasts. It's my favorite thing.
Oh, you've been dished on.
I can take it pretty good, don't you think?
Brad Williams tore you up.
Brad Williams
roasted you for 7 minutes.
The first 15 minutes of the podcast was just Brad Williams roasting me. So
well, it is.
I'm used to that.
It is nerve-wracking when you're driving up. You've crossed state lines, right, from Oregon to Washington,
and
then you're going into this weird. Where anytime you can see a lake over from a little mountaintop, that's where people get murdered. Yeah. And then when you have to punch in a code to get into a neighborhood, that's where people get murdered and no one cares. That's the kind of neighborhood where they're like, it was a code murder.
It was a code murder.
Where the cops might be on my side.
Yeah.
Right?
And you have to go through a gate to get through here. You have to go through a gate, and then there's a fence also outside your house, too.
Yeah.
Layers.
No doubt.
We do layers.
It's like parkour. Right. If you can get through this parkour, you can live.
Oh, I got a new hip. I couldn't climb halfway up that fence.
You had your hip replaced?
I did.
Oh, my dad had both of his hips replaced.
Well, I didn't know it was a contest.
Yeah,
wow.
I don't know. When'd you get your hip replaced?
January 10th of this year.
Well, didn't you also have a vasectomy? Are you just getting everything cut off?
It's done. I'm.
They're scrapping you out.
Making it happen. Well,
you're a new man.
Bored after my divorce. I got nothing to do, so I'm getting all these medical procedures done now.
You're shopping at human U-pullets. Hey, how many miles you got on that hip over there? Can I get a discount on that? Or
an a la carte menu at the doctor's office?
Yeah.
I'll take
absolutely
that one.
Yes.
I'll do the hip and the vasectomy. Ooh, what's that?
Does this hip come with steamed broccoli?
Do you think I need boobs? Yes, Chad, you need boobs.
Right. Family. If I could get those boobs family style, that'd be great.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
That's all that's on the internet right now are family style boobs. Anyway.
That's right.
So
before we get into a lot of stuff, I want to announce some more giveaways. So I want to just remind listeners to go to the stand-up.
Pimp that grill. He hates it so much, and it makes me want to do them.
So much.
You know what?
It's going to happen 3 more times before I'm done with this.
We both hate that so much.
Oh, good. I like Chad. Chad, you can come back again.
What just happened was the worst thing, and I don't know how to get out of this box.
If you can see his face, it's so good. Yeah. It's like my retribution for every text message being like, I have another idea. So that's like...
Yeah. Okay,
go ahead.
Back to our charitable offerings. Thanks, Amanda. Okay, so reminding listeners, go to the standupdiet@gmail.com to submit your nominations for our big dental giveaway, which is going to be a full mouth rehabilitation. What does that mean? We don't know yet. It could mean anything. It could mean everything, and it doesn't matter because we're going to take care of the whole thing. So if you know somebody who, that's the kicker is you have to nominate somebody else. Yes. You cannot nominate yourself for this. If you're thinking, I could use this, the trick around that is get a friend, if you can, and then take care of that. Have them nominate you. In addition to that, we also have a new contributor to our $500 giveaways.
Ooh.
Yes.
Every week, I don't think you mentioned that. Every week we're giving away $500 in dentistry, by the way.
Yeah, to our listeners who don't know, I am out knocking doors trying to get dentists to take a break from swimming in all their money to give back to the community. So I got one who is willing to take a break. Gillespie Dentistry is located on McGillivray in Vancouver, Washington, and they are also contributing.
Did you try to find the hardest dentist on the hardest road, like Gillespie on, what is it?
McGillivray.
Could you imagine having to, needing dental work, your mouth hurts, and you have to say Gillespie on McGillivray?
No.
Yeah, that's a mouthful. It's true.
I had a crown put in Monday of this week.
Ooh.
And I had a hard time saying that right now.
Yeah.
And my mouth is done.
How's your mouth doing?
It feels great.
Good.
Good. So it's Dr. Greg Gillespie at Gillespie Dentistry. You can Google Gillespie Dentistry. You'll get maps and addresses and phone numbers and all that stuff. But and the key with the $500 giveaway is this. We're going to have a secret phrase or a secret word sometime during the podcast.
Groucho Marx style.
Yes. You have to listen to the podcast, and at some point, we'll say a secret word. And then you have to email us that secret word, and the first person to email that gets the reward. I also am going to continue to do $500 giveaways every week. So in addition to Gillespie Dentistry doing theirs, this week we are treated with a $1,000 giveaways worth of giveaways, and that's whatever services we offer. We do Botox.
So they do 500 with you and 500 with him.
Gillespie, yeah, and that's Botox and fillings and braces, crowns,
Botox,
implants. So
we got charitable Botox.
Oh, we do Botox.
Charitable Botox.
I will.
Is that what the same thing that they put in your gums to when they do dental work?
No,
you can use it.
I know it's Novocaine, but
no, Botox is botulism, or botulin toxin, and we do use something in the gums called like dermal fillers, which are like people get black triangles when their gums recede, and you can see like black triangles in between the teeth that were filled with gum tissue, so we can inject dermal fillers in there to kind of with Botox.
But this is cosmetic Botox.
Yeah, that's all cosmetic stuff, which we offer. So even if you
Quit looking at it. Quit looking at it.
Oh, you're 11.
I hate you.
Oh, I have 11,111s.
I want charitable Botox. Can Randall nominate me for charitable Botox?
Well, you just have to email me the secret word. So,
which I thought somebody had to guess last time.
And also, Randall told me before the show you guys were not friends. So he cannot nominate you.
He's such a bitch.
I've seen that side of him.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. Okay. So that's it for the giveaways. Am I forgetting anything? Usable on all services. You can gift the $500. So if you want to get it and give it to someone else, you can. But you must email us the secret word, which will.
I thought people had to just guess what the secret word was last episode.
I tell them.
And you were like, the look on your face, like, why am I doing this with you?
Right. There was a thing, there's an old Groucho Marx talk show. I don't know if you guys remember, but I mean, I'm older than you guys, and I had to watch reruns. So they had cardboard cutout audience and a laugh track. So there weren't even people in there.
Great.
And they'd interview, and then they'd show the secret word before the interview. And if the guest said it, so he would kind of lead them down the road. But if they said it, then they'd win $500. A duck would come down and scare everybody. And it was,
can we have a duck?
Because when you said Groucho Marx, I nodded like I knew what you're talking about, but I didn't.
Knew you didn't.
I knew you didn't. I didn't know.
Totally.
I was being
like,
polite
I call bullshit.
and also trying to be intelligent. Like, I know pop culture from all eras.
Just don't
Groucho Marx, got it.
Don't do the next time you
work on my teeth. The duck coming down, $500. Yeah, got it.
Next time I'm like, hey, can you fix this? Don't be like,
Sure. Yeah.
I'll give it the old Groucho Marx.
Yeah.
The old Groucho.
Yeah, we fine.
Yeah. Okay, that's it for the giveaways.
Okay.
Am I missing anything? Did I forget anything?
No.
Nope. Do it.
You're
Listen.
Pimp your girl.
Truth be told, I haven't even come up with a secret word yet. I might let Chad come up with a secret word. I'll tell you when.
Oh, boy.
Yeah. It's a lot of responsibility.
Okay.
Because once you say it.
It can't be dildo.
It can't be unsaid. Could be.
Okay.
It's not, but it could be. Yeah.
It's going to be probably. Yeah. Do you want to talk about, can I talk about our sponsor real quick?
Yes.
Microphone voice. Brunchbox. Brunchbox is located in Portland on
Southwest 9th and Harvey Milk.
Southwest 9th and Harvey Milk. Really? We have a street named that now?
It is. It's also known as Stark.
I thought it was Alder.
It's also known as Stark
is it
because
on
when
Stark?
I looked at it yesterday when I was walking,
they changed
I
Stark
thought
to Harvey
interesting. Iron Man is the same street as Harvey Milk, who was this great politician and gay rights activist, and it's crazy that they would also call it Stark, but I'm assuming it's a different Stark.
Yeah.
No, I was wrong. Stark. I thought it was Alder.
They changed. Okay, so for people that don't live in Portland, sorry. Stark has been Stark my whole life that I've lived here, and now I don't know when that changed.
Anyways, I'm from Minnesota, and I know more about this road than anybody.
I think you're handsome when you're quiet.
Go for walks. I guess you just go for walks.
Just go for a walk.
Different towns.
So anyway, Brunchbox. They sell breakfast food. We couldn't get you pancakes though. If you go to Chad's website, it says right on it that you love pancakes.
I am a huge pancake fan.
I love pancakes too.
Yeah.
Is there a favorite go-to place, like in Minnesota, like only like close to you?
It's not only there, but it's called the Original Pancake House. I saw one. Yeah, I saw one in Portland, and I was like, well, catch you later, because they do great work. And they also, here's the thing.
They do great work.
They also have a waffle that has homemade whipped cream and berries on it. But if you also use, it comes with like a fruit syrup, but if you get maple syrup and put it on there, I'm going to tell you something, you're not going to ever leave.
I've had that.
It's very good.
Have you ever been to Slappy Cakes?
I have not.
Have you been to Slappy Cakes, Amanda?
No, but that's the place where you make your own.
It has a grill right in front of you, and they give you all kinds.
Yep.
All kinds of colored different ones, and you can make designs. Like they have like a chocolate batter.
We'll take you to Slappy Cakes if you want to go.
Slappy Cakes is fantastic.
My boss takes his kids there all the time.
Also, if you have 4 kids under the age of 9, everybody's happy.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Slappy Cakes.
Oh yeah, but I would worry about my kids burning themselves. Because the grill's right there. But I guess that's how you learn,
I guess
right?
I never thought of that. But I'm not a good dad, so that's probably why.
It's so funny. I mean, is there a rail like set up so you don't like kids don't? Nope, just grill.
I mean, there's like a moat of not grill around the grill. So
well, anyway, so they make breakfast sandwiches. They're gonna. I don't know what we got here. They donated a bunch of stuff. Let's open them up.
They labeled it with language that I can't read.
Oh, they're actually kind of warm. I don't know what they are.
Chad, just grab one.
Here, grab.
Are you not eating?
I'm not going to eat. Thank you anyways. I appreciate the offer, and I'm going to watch you guys eat. What do you need? Which one? You pick. I'll throw you one.
I don't know. They're really girthy. Like,
it has girth
like it has weight to it. Like it's big.
Okay.
This has I don't know.
Fantastic.
Yeah, it's like comfort food. Basically,
I like all that stuff.
They also gave me sweatshirt. They gave us T-shirts. They gave us stickers. So Brunchbox. They also sponsor comedy. They did. They that's how I found them. Is they hired me to do a show at the Hawthorne Theater. So then he came up and I was like, "Is that?"
He's like the owner of Brunchbox, the owner of a theater that does comedy. Is that how that works?
No, the owner of Brunchbox is a comedy fan and produces a show at the Hawthorne Theater and likes me. Okay. And then I was like, by the way, I have a podcast where we talk about food and comedy and stuff. And he was like, done. So
it's pretty slick how that works.
Yeah, just everybody kind of helps everybody out. Yep. What do you think, Brady? This has weird sauce on it. This is like probably so this isn't a dieter's facility. I've been trying to not eat bread and I've been trying to eat better. And this is
now, I think you judge a book by its cover because you said that's weird sauce and you have not tasted it yet.
Yeah, well, it's you're right. Point, you are absolutely right.
Thank you. That's never been said out loud to me.
I just don't.
And it felt great.
I'll say it one more time. You are correct.
You know, people in my life say, they go, well, you're not wrong. And I'm like, that's a long way to say you're right, asshole. Just finish it.
Dick way to say you're right.
Yes.
May I please use your knife? Thank you.
It's our knife.
It's our knife. We got one.
They have taken the line of sweet and savory.
So what do you got there?
Riding
what are you eating?
Like a cowboy into the horizon.
Huh. Is it French toast?
It's French toast.
Yeah, I knew it was.
And then it's got
I see it from here. Man.
Do you change your mind? You want my triangle over here?
Thanks.
Are you
so
eating?
Mine has sausage. It's French toast as the bread for the sandwich, and then we got ham, sausage, bacon, eggs, cheese of the cheddar variety.
Yeah, there's a lot going on in this. This is a little meaty.
And it's like it's perfect for me because when I go, I can never decide at a breakfast like cafe if I'm going to go sweet or savory. That's the question, sweet or savory. And my answer is always both. We got to order the pancakes. But then I also got to get hash browns or some kind of skillet.
That's why it's all on the same plate. Mix it up a little bit.
Mm-hmm. I don't know what is on this, but it is so good. It is egg.
It smells incredible.
Yeah, it's egg. There's some sort of there was a texture I didn't recognize in there, but it's egg, sausage,
that gross sauce.
Ham, bacon. Oh, it's the like sweet stuff on the ham. Anyway, that is.
I'm gonna try some here.
Thank you, Brunchbox. That is phenomenal. You're like, okay, I want in. I like how we're cutting. So if you're not watching this, we're cutting it like a pizza, kind of, just like little strips off of it.
Not like a pizza. I'm cutting a tiny rectangle.
Just like a bite? Are you going to stick that all in
It could
your
be
mouth?
like a Detroit-style pizza that comes in
like
a
square pizza.
rectangle.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, that's good.
Or like Little
Deep dish
Caesars.
rectangle. I
All
also
right.
like pizza.
So describe your sandwich as a car for me, please.
Oh, as a car? If it was a car, it would have to be something where it's like a Tesla, because it's like the best of both worlds. It's like it's got practicality, and it's got bells and whistles. It's got everything that I would want. So it's like this is gonna be like a Tesla.
I'm going to say for the people who are listening that would never drive a Tesla, I'm going to say your version of that would be a truck with a spoiler.
I
Right?
love a truck
Best of
with a
both
spoiler.
worlds. Like, it can haul, but it also fucking cruises. It cruises, and that spoiler's going to keep it on the ground there. That's airflow.
It
You got
also
that
has-
spoiler on the back, and it keeps it on the ground there.
Yeah,
see what's
yeah.
in the
So it's like
front of the
fancy,
Yeah,
Never-
very fancy.
fancy spoiler.
I picture like the Mazda lowrider trucks from when like I was in high school when he said that. Like the bumping trucks. Do you remember the little Mazdas that had the spoilers on the back?
Uh-huh.
I'm gonna be
Yeah,
honest and say, was that a fake?
No, that was a real
You know
uh-huh.
it.
Yeah.
I don't know it.
Can I ask how old you are?
Sure. Well, this always bothers me because
You don't have to
I always
tell me.
feel like I have to qualify it.
You offended our guest.
No, not at all. I just look 10 years older than I am.
No, because I think
I'm
we're the same
43
age.
years old.
Oh yeah, I'm 39. I thought you were 39. So
Well, that's the nicest thing anyone's ever said to me.
So I
this
got-
is 2 times in a row.
I'm-
She said I was right, and she said I looked younger than I am.
you're just gonna watch this episode
I
over and
might
over
not
again.
leave this podcast. Yeah, I might be a permanent, co-host.
Why did you stay on the show? She's nice to me.
She just says nice things.
Also, we're accepting applications for brother husbands in my personal family. So
Oh, I didn't know that.
yeah, so you can stay long time.
We were talking about
As long as we go
sister
to Slappy
wives
Cakes.
one day, and
That's
Brady's
Slappy
like, brother husbands is where it's at. He was like, I want somebody to help with yard work and raising kids, and
By help, I mean do it. Right.
Yeah.
that was very.
I don't want to be helped.
That was kind of a weird do it. You're like authoritative.
Do
it.
That's how I do it as a dad too. I'm like, hey, can you guys help me rake the leaves? And I hand them the rake and
Only one
slowly
rake.
go back in the house. Where's our dad?
Only on one. Oh, there's only one rake, so
He's inside because it's his house. They're just little homeless people at your house.
Right.
Can you ask your mom's boyfriend to come help me? What a weird sentence that is, but
Mommy's boyfriend needs to come outside now. This is weird.
That's a bagel.
Yep, that's a
That's
bagel.
a bagel dish.
It's a bagel with cream cheese and bacon and egg. Honestly, it's not weird. That's pretty average. There you go. Brady's hungry today, apparently. He's like, I want to try
Right.
all the things.
So, yeah.
Yeah, this is very...
Also, breakfast food is my favorite food.
Yeah, it's...
Now it's like a pizza. See, this is like a pizza.
So do you have weird dietary stuff? What are your food preferences? What
I don't. I like everything.
You like everything?
Yeah, I like everything. It's just...
There has to be stuff you don't like.
Well, you know what? I'm going to be honest with you. There is not.
Really?
Yeah.
Nothing.
I used to not like pickles. That was the only thing.
I love pickles.
And I was on a date with a gal.
Not bragging.
And she said, how come you're not eating your pickles? And I said, do you want them? And she said, I do, but first I want to know how come you're not eating your pickles? And I said, because I don't like pickles. I never have, and I'm not going to eat them. Would you like them? And she said, I'm leaving if you don't eat one of those pickles.
Power play.
Yeah. And I was like, well, this son of a gun. All of a sudden, I'm listening. And I tried a pickle, and now I love them.
Yeah.
I can't eat burgers without pickles now.
They're so good. Great texture and
Yeah,
everything.
Very good.
And this happened how recently?
This was like maybe 2 years ago.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
My sister used to drink pickle juice out of the jar, and it
It's
would
really good
send
for
me
you.
running because I was about to vomit out my asshole. I don't know if we can swear on here.
Yeah,
but
you can.
Yeah.
It's really good for you. It's like nature's Gatorade.
I disagree with you.
I do too.
But it's science. So
I disagree with science.
That is not science.
Oh, that's not good.
Here's why I disagree with science. Because I'm allergic to bees. And so I knew I was going to go somewhere where there's going to be a lot of bees. So I was like, what's a bee's favorite color? What's a bee's least favorite color? And science says that a bee's favorite color is a purple, but their purple is yellow being refracted from sunlight. What? Did you ask a bee? How the hell do you know that? That's why I don't like science. It's like, really? Right. How did you possibly come up with that? That almost sounds like, to me, and I don't mean to offend anyone in the room because I don't know anyone's background, But that sounds like, to me, walked on water. That sounds very like, that's, I don't know. Are you sure?
Not all the stories are
Was
true.
everybody there? Was every single person there that knows us? Well, I just don't, like, sometimes when I hear stuff, I'm gonna need to see the paperwork.
Did anybody else
show your work on that?
Yeah, show your work.
Show
Absolutely.
your work.
You can't just guess what a bee, like, bees love, they love taking pictures. That's scientific. A bee sees a camera and they pollinate harder than ever because they're real narcissists.
They're
bees.
not like Bigfoots. Bigfoots hate it.
Yeah.
Bigfoots are like, please.
It's the exact opposite.
No paparazzi.
Right. I mean, bees should be blurry when you think about it. And they sit still while pollinating. That's a fact. Everybody knows that.
They're passionate lovers. They really are.
Just
bees.
ridiculous.
Oh, shaky.
I wanted to take advantage of our guest here. Because,
ooh, sexually?
I think you're going where
in a
got
way,
a pretty
it's
face.
more professional than probably what you're thinking.
Okay.
But I wanted, because we've had a lot of people on here who've done a lot of late night comedy.
Sure.
Conan appearances and the Tonight Show. Say words. But I wanted to ask you if you could like walk us through that experience, because I know like comics know what that's all about, but like an average person wouldn't know, like when you get there, how do they like is it like awesome, or is it like you're just like rushed in there and then like you do your thing and then you leave, question. Or do you get to meet like the hosts like Conan O'Brien or Jimmy Fallon or Jimmy Kimmel, or like what is that experience like?
Well, I think it differs from the different shows and the different times you do it, right? So the first time I ever did television was the Craig Kilborn Late Show,
I am familiar.
which was way before Craig Ferguson, which was before James Corden. And so I did that one, and I had a joke about people calling, asking me if I was related to Jack Daniels, and I'd say Jack Daniels has an apostrophe in it. And
I have something to say about your last name later, too.
Okay. And they would say, you mean he followed Jesus? Like they got it screwed up, apostles and apostrophes. And so I was doing this grammar English joke. And the crowd was made up, 3/4 of the crowd of the Late Late Show that night were Asian high schoolers that won a trip to America. And so I go out and do this English apostrophes joke, and they're just staring at me. And I was like, this is easily the worst thing I've ever done. So that was horrific. And then I got to do Conan when he had the Tonight Show, and that was very corporate, so it felt kind of stuffy. You had to wear a sport
suit
coat
jacket
and stuff like that.
But you have to.
Yep. But the TBS, his show on TBS is fantastic. You go in, everybody's super nice to you. They give you a tour. Conan comes back, talks to you, talks to all your friends. You meet the other guests. Everybody's in the green room together. It's really fun.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Cool. That's awesome. I was wondering what that's like backstage and how fun that would be. That seems like it would be fun.
It is fun, yeah. And then the Late Late Show with Craig Ferguson, he wasn't there. You would go out and you would just record your set, and then they would plug it into a show later and let you know.
Oh, weird.
And then he would just announce it that night.
Is that kind of lame?
It just seems weird because you go out.
I mean, I guess you still get the exposure.
You're not really part of the show.
Yeah.
So everyone's like, "Hey, how was it meeting so and so?" And you're like, "Oh, I didn't meet anyone.
But there's a crowd.
They're there. Yes, there is a crowd.
You're essentially a commercial, almost like.
Well, yeah, you go out after the show's recorded, and it's. But the crowd was really nice. I mean, and for Craig Ferguson's one of the nicest dudes.
Yeah, I've heard that
in the whole world. I opened for him. I was flying back to Minneapolis one time, and some guy called me and he goes, "Hey, is there any chance you can stick around and do this?" And I said, if my kids can meet him, because he's a voice on How to Train Your Dragon.
Mm-hmm.
And so he met my kids. He got down on his knees and took pictures and all that stuff. Really, really cool dude.
Cool.
And talked to my kids forever in the accent, So my kids were a lot younger.
In the voice of the...
Excuse me, yes, in the voice of, not accent. But,
right.
So just really, really cool guy. And then before he went on stage, he'd never seen me do comedy. He goes, "Hey, I like you. I'm going to have you on my show." And I go, "Do you want to see my set?" And he goes, "No, I'll just have you on the show." And then I looked at his agent and I was like, well, that's kind of a dick move, right, to say that? And he goes, "No, he's dead serious. I'll call you Monday and we'll get you a date." And I was like, wow, this is unbelievable.
Awesome.
Yeah, so
that's cool. One of those
awesome.
deals. And those shows always record like in the daytime. Like it's not.
They do, yeah. It's like 5 o'clock ish.
Okay,
something like that. Yeah, because they need time to piece it together and edit it and run it through all the legal.
So is he running through do you have 10 comics back there on that when the host when Craig Ferguson wasn't there?
No, it was just me.
And he just runs through. Oh, really?
Nope. Yeah.
They pull a crowd.
Yep.
Just for your
no.
5 or 6 minutes.
They had the crowd for the show he recorded that day, and you just come in and do your set after the show.
Yeah.
Oh, I see.
And then they just have it in the can, and then they call you 3 weeks later, and they're like, "Hey, you're going to be on
TV
this night." So,
okay,
yeah, it's kind of a waiting game at that point. You know, you've done it, but you don't know when they're going to have comedy on. So,
all right. We want to introduce an inaugural segment called Going Deep.
Ooh,
we're going to go deep with Chad Daniels here.
And I just used the phrase "in the can," so this might get interesting.
This is going to get interesting.
That's what happens.
Okay, so we have a deep question.
Okay.
That we want to pose to you.
All right.
And allow you to pontificate and
a lot of big words here.
Evaluate your reaction to what. Okay, so I want to paint this picture that you're hiking.
Okay.
Okay. Do you hike?
I do.
Okay. So you're hiking, and you take a break. You sit down next to a big tree, eating some trail mix. Okay.
All right.
The tree begins to talk to you.
Okay. So the trail mix is mushrooms. Okay.
Right. No. There's no drugs involved. The tree legitimately has a 20-minute conversation with you. Just, hey, where you from? How you doing? Do you hike around here a lot? Just a nice, casual conversation. Not weird, tree's not telling you to go kill people or anything like that. Just a nice, casual conversation. Then after 20 minutes, tree goes back to its tree self, and you just finish your hike. The question is, Chad, do you tell anybody that happened to you? And if so, who do you tell that happened to you?
Okay. I certainly tell people. And
then who do you tell?
Well, they're right. The two people that come to mind first are one of my best pals, David Huntsberger, who is a comedian.
Okay.
Living in L.A., met him in Austin. We've been friends for a long time. He is... we have seen things in the night sky before that are unexplainable.
You believe that he would believe you?
I believe that he would absolutely believe me. He has a mind.
If you came to him genuinely like that, dude, this happened.
Absolutely.
Yeah. No drugs. Yeah. This happened.
And he's so. Let me take a step back here as far as the belief thing goes. Mm-hmm. Since February 26th of 2016, I have not told a white lie. I don't have any secrets. I don't have anything. Okay. I pushed a reset button. I was not sleeping well. I had a situation where I was able to kind of put all my secrets on the table. And once that happened, I said, I don't want any secrets anymore.
Okay.
So I kind of reset that. And he was part of that. I had to have conversations with my best friends that said, during this period of time, I may have lied to you. I may have misled you about certain things. And so I had to sit my good friends down and tell them that. And that was very hard for me.
Yeah.
And he was one of them. So I do believe that he would absolutely take it at face value.
Okay.
I would also tell my Uncle Kenny. My Uncle Kenny is a pharmacist, and he has seen...
I don't know why that's so funny.
I already like Uncle Kenny.
Several UFOs on camping trips, and my Uncle Kenny has a mushroom tattooed on his belly to let you know what he loved to do in the 70s. And
above the navel?
I think it's just to the side of it.
To the side of it?
Just to the side of it. Yeah.
Okay.
So
I love that so much. He's a pharmacist with a mushroom tattoo on his belly.
This dude has done some stuff. And
he goes by Kenny, not Kenneth.
Yeah. He was very quiet when we were growing up. I had a very authoritative uncle, which is his brother, and then my mom, and then Uncle Kenny. And this dude was pretty quiet. And now that I'm an adult and we hang out as kind of friends, he has told me about all the experimental stuff he used to bake with drugs in it and everything like that. This guy has been in it. So I would tell him for sure.
And those are your two go-to
just because he would freak out. You're like, are you sure you weren't on anything? I'm positive, Kenny. You just started talking to me, man.
Do you think they try to well, take me to the tree? I want to see that tree.
Well, they may.
That's the first thing I would ask.
I would probably think so. People would want to see, it's like...
take you to the tree. I want to talk to the tree too.
Yeah. If you have... what is that thing where you go into Narnia?
The wardrobe.
Yeah, when you have the wardrobe.
Yeah.
People want to see it.
Amanda, how would you react to that? Are you telling anybody? I'll tell you now. I tell
honestly
0.0 people. I go to my grave with that.
I tell
just
my
so you know.
Why is that?
I live with my brother. So, and my brother and I are really, really close. We have, hopefully we have people that are listening every week that have kind of put the stories together, but like Justin and I had a lot in common, that I did do a lot of drugs in my teens and 20s, and my brother and I have done a lot of mushrooms and LSD together, and he would do the same thing.
Ruh-roh.
He'd be like, so, did you eat mushrooms? Did you eat any acid? And
Were you
I'd be
high?
like,
No.
No, I wasn't high. And he would be like, take me to the tree. Let's go now. My brother would not even wait. He'd be like, take me to the tree.
Let's go to the tree.
Let's go to the tree.
Let's go to the tree.
Yeah, I tell my brother.
I think every single person would want to go to the tree. That's a story where you're like, I have a story for you, but we should just start walking right now.
Yeah,
put your shoes on.
And I'll tell you on the way there.
Put your shoes on right now. Let's go.
So
now, you said you would tell no one.
No, well, maybe my wife. It would take me a while to figure that out. Here's the thing. I don't know who I would tell that wouldn't think I was just like nuts.
She'd think you have compassion burnout.
Right. That I like lost my mind. That's what I'm worried about. Like then like if the neighborhood finds out that I think trees talk to me, then their kids can't play with my kids. And then I'm just the crazy person in the neighborhood. So I think that's one where I'm just like, you know what? I had a pretty sweet experience. I got a new friend out of it, a tree, and I think I'm okay with that.
So you are someone that makes decisions not based on necessarily what you want to do, but how you think others are going to react to your decision?
Yeah.
That's sucks shit.
In that scenario, that's what I'm very satisfied. I don't have a driving need to tell everyone my experiences. Oh. I can internalize that and be like, I don't need to tell anyone that happened to me.
Well, it's weird you started a podcast.
Which leads me to my next segment. Oh. I talked to a tree, guys. Yeah.
I just wanted to see. I'm asking for a friend.
Right. I do love attention, and I think I share that quality with comics where I do.
I love how transparent you are with that statement.
I just love.
It is so funny.
What do you mean?
How honest he is about that. Not a lot of people say that. I really appreciate that.
Oh, that he loves attention?
Yeah.
Yeah. Like crave it, like love it, need it, want it. Can't have enough of it.
I know. My phone tells me that.
Which is why I started a podcast.
Well, it is funny when comedians try to tell you they don't like attention. It's like, oh, that's right.
Yeah. Okay.
You get up in front of strangers
and tell them your thoughts.
Well, he's not right.
And you need laughter?
Huh. Right.
Please think I'm funny.
Well, I was like a class clown in school. Like I always like just cracking wise. You know?
Yeah, but you ended up being a doctor, so
yeah,
I wish somebody would have directed me.
Yeah.
You just stared blankly into the kids that didn't laugh at you when you were cracking wise, and you're like, I'm going to drill your teeth one day.
Someday.
Look at me. Yeah, you.
And then laughs maniacally and runs off.
I'm going to put botulism in your mouth with your stupid black triangle teeth.
So you brought up uncles, and
uh-oh.
This is gonna go from friendship to therapy real quick. No, I'm kidding. I have relatives named Daniels. Like that, my grandmother's first husband, that was his last name, and that side of the family is fucking crazy. Excuse my language, but I had this one uncle I loved, Keith, and he's
passed?
Huh? I don't know. My mom passed away when I was 15, and so I lost a lot of touch with her side of the family. There's only like 2 or 3 of them left, but he'd come over when I was a kid, and he was why am I telling this? A raging alcoholic, and he'd come over, and he was so fun though. He'd do all these weird cigarette tricks, and like one time he showed up at our house in a van with no door on the driver's side and a bucket. I swear to God, that is a true story. But he had a rope. He had 2 holes drilled through the bucket with a rope tied around him like a seatbelt. And that's one of my favorite. But yeah, I have relatives named with that last name.
They call that move the Dear Liza. There's a hole in the bucket.
Oh yeah.
Hey, I think we share a very common. Well, I noticed because you posted something. I think it was on your Instagram stories. How Alex Trebek is a huge dick. Is that you?
Yes.
Yes.
I want to know more.
I've been a fan of Jeopardy for years. I watch Jeopardy.
Me too.
A couple times a week, probably. My mother and father-in-law watch it every day. We record it every day. I don't watch it, so we might sit and like watch like 3 or 4 episodes. Love Jeopardy. Anyway, he's so condescending and terrible to people sometimes.
I don't think he knows it.
No, he doesn't know it. He's oblivious to it.
I think he's on the spectrum.
But you mentioned that, and I was like, oh, we got to talk about this because Alex Trebek is
Have you met Alex Trebek?
Is a monster.
No, it's just I watch him the way he talks to people. If you talk to people like that in your life, you'd have no one to tell the tree about.
Yeah.
Or tell about the tree.
Yeah, that's true. I have a favorite Jeopardy episode. Do you remember the college one that went viral? Where it's a question about cats. And this poor girl, you can see her looking and she's thinking and she rings the buzzer and she's like, what is... It sounds dirty, but she doesn't mean it dirty. She's trying to come up with a cat answer. She's like, what is pussy furry? No. It said no and looks down. And it was like Puss in Boots or something was the answer. But you see her, she says no directly after. No. A poor girl had to go back to school and be the pussy furry girl.
Oh, that's horrible.
Yeah.
That's terrible.
I love that you think they added girl to it because she just is known as pussy furry. It's like my son being called dildo nonstop.
Pussy furry's down in the lunchroom. She makes good pancakes.
No, but he'll like, someone will say an answer and then he'll like correct them in a way, and I can't even like do it justice, but he corrects them in a way. First of all, he's got the answer right in front of him.
Yeah, I wonder what Alex Trebek's IQ is.
14?
Really?
I don't know.
Do you think he's smart, or do you think he's just pompous?
I think he's Canadian, which means pompous.
That he smells like maple syrup, and that's delicious.
I think that he's
Canadian. No, he does know like 4 or 5 languages, and like
he is
doing that
smart?
talk show, doing that game show for so long.
I'm sure he knows a bunch of stuff, but when somebody goes, who is Christina Aguilera? And he goes, yes, the answer is Christina Aguilera.
Yeah.
Like, okay, we get it, tough guy.
So what other shows are you watching then? Like, you watch TV then, apparently.
I do. I watch that because normally that's about the time my daughter is, we're kind of on the couch doing homework. And so I'll have that on pretty low and reading it when she's not asking me something. And then I'll also have the Wheel of Fortune on, yeah.
That's the combo.
There was a Portland comic on Wheel of Fortune. Rico Starr. He's not a comic anymore. And he lost to this very flamboyant, tiny little animated guy. And the answer was, Jeremiah was a bullfrog. And he screams it. And Rico, the Portland comic, he's just like glaring at him like, I hope you die. I hope you die.
You recently shared, you were on your mom's house podcast, right?
That's true.
And you recently shared you had a vasectomy. And I also just had a vasectomy.
Well, that's good. You have 4 kids.
Same. I'm done. Yes, I'm done. You mentioned something weird, though, that the doctor had to do kind of a thumb up the butt check.
Yes, that's true.
That didn't happen to me. Does that worry you that other people didn't have that happen to them?
It could be because you're not 40 yet.
Could be that he got sexually molested and doesn't know about it.
Well, let's work through it.
That's what I'm worried about for you.
Yeah, because he told me that when you get a vasectomy, it can speed up cancer in a man's that area.
So he was checking prostate,
stuff like that.
Oh, okay.
And so he checked it, and honestly, I didn't Google it.
Yeah.
To see if it was right, because I don't want to know if I've been had. Because I live in a small town, and some people don't like me from a long time ago. It's where I grew up, and some people don't like my material, and so I just wonder if he's like, funny man, huh? Hey, it speeds up cancer or whatever. Bend over. So I don't know if it's right.
It's a weird thing to do to somebody you don't like, though.
You'd just rather live in ignorance.
It's the perfect thing to do to someone you don't like.
I don't like this guy. I'm going to stick my finger in his ass.
Well, because especially, where I live in northern Minnesota, it's like there's a male dominance culture still, where it's like that would be something that they think belittles you to the point of suicidal thoughts. And I was just like, I guess it's going to be a bit.
A little further.
You thumbed the wrong guy.
If he used the thumb, then it was not a medical procedure.
I will tell you that, and I won't repeat this again, but I looked at the amount of lube on the glove, and I said to him, I don't think my insurance is going to cover all that. It was aggressive.
Okay.
Aggressive.
He just had a bucket. He's like, threw it at you like they used to throw. Did you ever watch Howard Stern? Where they used to throw the bologna with the mayonnaise?
Only when my parents weren't home and I could get away with it. Back in the 90s when...
Yeah, that's true.
He was on E! Entertainment. Yeah. It was
funny.
It was great when I was
When did you
14.
get your vasectomy?
A month and a half ago.
How'd it go?
It went not great. It went not great.
With swelling?
Yeah, swelling. The procedure was kind of, there was a tugging moment during the procedure. So it was like 20-25 minutes, and there was one moment when he tugged, and it just was like a funny bone. Just
hurts everywhere, right?
My leg just flipped up, and they had the tray of instruments over my leg, and I knocked it and made a big sound, and he's there suturing up my vas deferens, and that's what that is, and anyway, that was not comfortable. And then I also got something called sperm granulomas. Do you know what those are?
I sure don't.
So what happens is that you still have it's all right.
Sperm granulomas.
Yeah, sperm granulomas. Look it up.
Just dry spermies.
I can't help it.
Or don't look it up. Well, that's fine.
Are they crystallized sperm?
Yeah, that's basically all it is. It's sperm that turns into like granuloma tissue, which is like basically it's like your body still produces semen, and it like inside your scrotum. And then that semen doesn't have anywhere to go.
And you want me to be good.
And so it just scars around, and you get these nodules. So I had these nodules like behind my testicles.
Like sperm statues.
And they're big.
That's what we should call them.
Sperm statues.
And you know what? If you have any Confederate sperm statues, we will take them down.
I picture the 1,000 soldiers, you know?
So it just felt like I had 4 testicles. So I had the 2 that I would always have had.
Yeah.
And then behind, I felt it, and there was like 2 other little nodules, and now they're way smaller, and they're still kind of there, but they were really uncomfortable, like super uncomfortable. Like even like 2 weeks afterwards, like even like going downstairs, I had to be like.
So this is a weird additive to this, but since you guys just had this done, I have a question. I was dating a guy, and I will keep this relatively clean.
Relatively.
I was dating a guy for a couple months, and he had a vasectomy, and we were intimate 36 hours after he had his surgery. And his balls were huge, and I was like, I don't think we should do this, but there were drinks and things happened. But he broke, like one of them stayed swollen for like 2 weeks. How painful would it have been, do you think, to have sex with somebody like 36 hours after you guys had that done?
My experience would be no, I wouldn't. I mean, it would be too painful.
Well, and you're also not supposed to, because the cauterization that takes place doesn't really take hold until later, and so your sperm can kind of wiggle out.
Yeah. Well, no, I didn't get
sutured.
We used a condom.
I got puncture.
Oh.
I got punctured and no well, I think the vas deferens didn't get sutured? Because the puncture hole doesn't get sutured.
No, I got
cauterized?
Flames.
Burn it down.
Blowtorch. And I also had girls that I went to high school with in there touching my dink.
What?
Oh, yeah.
I need more information on that.
I live in the same small town where I grew up, and the nurses were people I went to high school with, and that like
they got to scrub you down and wash you clean.
Yeah, I go in there and they're like, "Hey, listen to your comedy, hey, high school buddies," and then they have to like grab your dick, and it's like freezing in there.
You're like,
it's not a great situation. Yeah, just
how do you not sound like Bobby's mom growing up in Minnesota?
What do you mean?
You don't have the don't you knows.
Oh yeah, I tried to get rid of that immediately. That's the same reason, like when people have the Southern accent. Yeah, right? It's like you're just trying to sound dumber. Why would you do that?
What comic is it? The guy that used to do the Soup before Joe McHale did it.
Greg Kinnear.
No.
Hal Sparks.
Yes.
Which is actually they named a street after him. It used to be called Harvey Milk.
Smart ass.
Thank you.
He had a joke about how guys with Southern accents sound not very smart, and that women with Southern accents sound hot. And I was like, I don't know. I think that it's hard to pull off.
British accents always sound smart to me.
I like a good Russian accent.
Well, you could be dumb, but if you...
What is big deal? Shout out to Dan Cummins. What is big deal?
Yeah.
With your accent.
Yeah, I don't think so. Yeah. Yeah, I mean that is definitely that. It's a dumb. It's a. There's a correlation to Southern accents and dumbness. For sure.
I absolutely think so, because what do you hear in Southern accents? Right, it's always something like, "I'm about to jump my truck off my roof into my above ground pool." It's always something like that.
Yeah,
and it's never brilliance.
My favorite Southern statement. I was a vet tech for 5 years. This guy brought his dog in to have her spayed, and I was like, "So you're here to get her spayed today?" He's like, "Yeah, I think you guys are fixing to cut the heat out of her." And the look on my face was like,
"That's how you say it."
What did you just say? And he's like, "Yeah, fixing to cut the heat out of her." I was like, "That is the most vile statement. Cut the heat out of her."
Heat out of her.
Ugh.
I like it.
Yeah, I've used it. I liked it because I'm still talking about it.
That's actually what I used when I got my vasectomy.
I got the heat cut out of me.
They're like, "I'm here for the I can't remember the word, but anyways, I'm here to get the heat cut out of me." Can you do that?
I want to just make sure I get a little chubbier and stay around home more.
Well, it's the same people that call diabetes the sugars.
The sugars,
right?
Yeah.
Like I got the
That's
sugars.
real.
Like, well, they say that
because cats pee smells like sugar when they have diabetes.
Having the sugars isn't a real.
You have the sugars.
That's not how you say it.
It's not.
No.
And you don't say diabetes either, or you do because I love it.
Yeah, the diabetes.
Diabetes. Anyway.
Diabetes, yeah.
So moving on, are we gonna let's do a quiz.
Oh,
that'll be fun.
So the quiz is gonna be in conjunction with a new segment that I also like to introduce. Another new segment.
This is great. I am the guinea pig.
Yeah.
But in a very good way.
Yeah. We're like, can you come play with us? We're going to make you play games.
Right. So this segment is called I'm Running for President, and I have platform issues, really important platform issues, and you guys get to decide if you're on my side or not. Maybe be my running mate. I don't know, but these are my issues, and then the quiz is going to be a part of that. First platform issue is that I believe that all people should have there should be a licensure type of regulatory agency that gives you permission to buy smartphones. Okay, so first thing is that smartphones now require a license. You have to pass a written and a live practical in order to be issued a smartphone. I feel very passionately about this because there should be people with smartphones that shouldn't have this amazing piece of technology, and they're quite reckless.
Sure.
With it, right? Oh man. So I have an example of the quiz that you would be taking. So first is we can see if you guys would even pass the quiz. I'm sure you would. Because you guys probably have the same issues that I have. Okay, so this quiz is a deviation from our normal quiz. We usually have a quiz, but this is a deviation from that quiz because it's actually the quiz that I would use when I become president.
Do you want to know, when are we going to tell you if we agree with this policy?
You can tell me now if you want.
I disagree with this policy.
Oh, man.
I'll tell you why I disagree with it. Because
you shall be jailed.
All it's going to do is open up black market smartphone trading. And it's going to be a pain in the ass, and everybody's still going to have them. But then there's going to be more laws, and then I have a smartphone, but I'm going to get checked. Like, I'm going to have to show my license because this guy over here is a ding-dong, and he's using his phone, but he got it off the black market.
Well, you don't do that with cars, though.
For me.
I mean, you don't have, you don't have to, show your license when you're driving. People are just here, I need your license. They only want your license if you do something irresponsible with your car.
But if there's a license law in place, and if I have a gray Chevy Malibu, and a gray Chevy Malibu, someone in a gray Chevy commits a crime and takes off in that car, I'm still going to get pulled over. I'm still going to have to show my license. I'm still going to all that stuff.
Okay,
so
I see what you're saying.
That's all I'm saying. I just more extra
full disclosure,
rules.
we haven't worked out all the details of this policy.
I can tell. You have till 2020 to figure this shit out.
So, yeah. Okay.
Apparently you have a campaign manager.
First question. This is for you and Amanda to both answer. So it used to be like a rapid fire where you guys would compete, but now I want
little
kind of articulated answers. What would you guys think? Okay. You are perusing Facebook and you notice a stranger's comment that happens to be very wrong. In fact, you're certain that they are incorrect. You, A, immediately correct the stranger and engage fully in the resulting back and forth. Correct the stranger with one single comment and avoid future engagement. C, leave a GIF or a meme that is both funny and demeaning to the person who is wrong, but benign enough that if they go off on you, you can just take the position, hey, it's just a lighthearted GIF. Geez, why don't you relax? Inevitably resulting in you being called a troll. D, move along with your life and say nothing.
I don't.
So this question goes to can you handle people being wrong on the internet? Are you okay with that?
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, my answer is D because I wouldn't have looked at the comment in the first place.
Yeah, I wouldn't either. I am super non-confrontational.
So you're well on your way to your smartphones, guys.
Unless
that's great news.
Yeah.
Unless I know them and they do something stupid, and then they're my friend, then I ridicule them.
Right.
I'm holding it up. I don't even have to.
Okay.
I'll have them.
You are using a dating app. And the most beautiful woman that you have ever seen, or man, okay, or ever seen, is talking to you and very into you, but also hard up for cash at the moment. This is likely A, a scam, and it's a dude, or a woman. A B, scam, and it's just some person trying to get you to send them money. C, what's to explain? She's real and she's into you, obviously. Send her money now so she likes you and knows how successful you are financially.
I don't have money to send anybody on the internet. So
see, all my answers are gonna point to me not even needing a smartphone. I'm not on dating apps because I'm not gonna be in a picture contest with a 20-year-old.
But you do recognize
there's a
lot
of terrible. I hate it.
But dating apps are where a lot of the irresponsible phone usage is coming from.
Sure. Yeah, I've never been on one, and I won't.
That's my platform.
I'd rather die alone.
Is that there's irresponsible phone usage.
I'm there.
Yeah.
I'm totally on the same page. I have them. I've been talking about how... Shit, I took a bite because I didn't think I was going to have to talk. But,
now you have to talk.
It's a video game. As soon as I match with them, I don't want to talk to them. I'm like, oh, I matched.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that's it? And now... Okay.
If I fall off a cliff to my death while I'm hiking all by myself after I talk to a tree... You'll just hear, as I'm dying, just go, at least I wasn't on a dating app.
Yeah, that's true.
It's true. Okay. Do you find yourself taking your phone to the bathroom?
That's it?
That's the question.
100%.
First question.
What did people do while they were going to the bathroom before phones? I don't even know. Like books with nasty like remnants of like bathroom stuff on them?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Do you think that you find yourself checking your phone too much, too frequently, even while being intimate with either yourself or others?
You always want me to... You're just giving me layups here, Brady.
I think a lot of people use their phone to be intimate.
Other.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Don't check my history or bookmarks.
I see what you're saying.
Just put it on RedTube and set your alarm to vibrate.
XNXX.
I have 3 minutes and 30 seconds to get ready for the...
Nobody loves me like me.
Okay. In what scenario do you guys find it acceptable to allow your battery to die?
I try to be better about it because I'm trying to be an adult, but my battery still dies. Like it happens. But I have a charger everywhere.
I find that to be grossly irresponsible.
Well, that's why you're a doctor and I'm not, Brady.
Interesting. Sometimes I let it die for the purpose of not having it for 7 hours at a time.
You're intentionally trying not to use it.
Yeah, so if it dies, and everybody that sends you at least the iMessages, right? I have an iPhone, so it won't say delivered, and they're like, he's either on a plane, or he got crashed into, or he's hiking, or whatever it is.
I do that. I don't.
And so I let my battery die just so I don't have to talk to people. That sucks when I say it out loud, but it's true.
It's true. Randall's seen me do meltdowns. There's not enough of me. So I just won't open. Because I have an Android, I just won't open the message. Because if you don't open it, it says that it's not read. It says unread. So I'll just leave it and then be like, very carefully go around the messenger.
Okay. My answer is, it's always unacceptable to have a dead battery. Never acceptable. I don't care if you're 80. I don't care if you've been kidnapped by ISIS and you're in a remote compound. Charge your phone. We've had that conversation.
I'm going to have to rebut that ISIS thing. I have read some reports where they do not allow you to charge your phone once they've captured you.
They're not savages.
They're like, no food and water. You get your phone charger.
They see your phone at 5%. I guarantee you one of their henchmen thugs and be like, I got you, and then plug it in for you.
This is something that would definitely be said in a southern accent. Well, if the good Muslims would tell the ISIS to let you charge their phone, it's on all the Muslims. The good ones need to tell the bad ones, or they're all bad.
They're all terrible.
The holy lot of them.
Lot of them.
Okay, next one would be proofreading text. Do you text and send, or do you guys find yourself writing out the text, read the text, and then you send the text? Or do you write the text and just boom?
Interesting. I don't think you're going to like this answer either.
Get it?
I do not correct people when they make mistakes on text because I only talk to people that are smart enough to be my friends.
Yep.
Got it.
And I don't have time for dumb people. That's just, maybe that's selfish, but it's true. And then I also expect that they know that I'm fairly intelligent, not the smartest guy in the world, but I'll zip it off, and if it's
because we're all texting while we're doing stuff, so I'm not going to correct a text.
Yeah, and sometimes it's kind of fun to crack a code.
Yeah,
where you're like, this sentence, there's no way this is right, so I wonder what they meant with this.
Or you send stuff and you're like, I've typed out stuff and it'll autofill, and I'm like, nah, gonna leave it. I'm just gonna. That's gonna
intentionally leave it.
That's gonna say heroin instead, or whatever it is. Hey, can you pick up? One day I was texting my brother and I was like, hey, can you pick up bread? And for some reason it was heroin, and I was like, no, we're gonna send that, and then I'll go back and I'll follow it up.
Well, it's kind of fun because I've got messages where it's like, gonna be away from my phone. I'm walking my period.
Yeah.
Capital E for eagle, right now. And it's an eagle right now is a separate sentence. And you're like, all right, so they missed the B, hit the space.
Yep.
That created the period. Holy shit, I'm smart and good at
Like
this.
the Da Vinci Code.
It's like a game show.
Yeah,
it's like a new game show
It
for us.
reminds me of the puzzles that used to be on beer caps. Do you remember those? I loved those when I was a kid. You guys have no idea what I'm talking about, do you?
Well, I have an idea. You're talking about drinking as a minor. You just said puzzles on beer caps when I was a kid. Grow up.
My dad was basically like from like I had a blue collar dad, so he drank beer the whole time I was growing up.
Of course he did. He had 2 bad hips. What do you expect? Holy shit, the guy's in pain.
He got his hips replaced when he was like 40 too. Anyway, so
42 or 40 also?
42.
Okay.
So around your age. So beer caps used to have like had like a symbol, then a plus sign, and then a symbol, and you had to figure out what it was. And as a kid, I was like, beer's awesome.
That used to be the old test of should you call your ex.
Oh.
Once you could no longer figure out the puzzle, you were like, all right, phone, cut the cord.
Phones need that.
Yeah.
I need a like. You shouldn't probably text him.
Well, there was that idea on the internship or whatever with Vince Vaughn and Owen Wilson.
Yeah.
Where they came up with that app idea where you had to figure out some kind of puzzle or your phone wouldn't open your text messaging. Or it wouldn't open at all, so you couldn't contact people. And I thought that was a great idea, too.
Yeah. My alarm has a math equation when it goes off in the morning. If I know I'm going to be really tired, I'll turn that on. And then it just
do a math equation?
I think. Are you trying to be funny?
What kind of phone do you have? A Pixel 3?
That's hard. When you wait, no, I'm being.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It has it's a Samsung S8 Plus.
Is it a hard math equation?
Sometimes in the morning it's like.
It's like long division.
Division. You're like, what is it?
Carry the remainder for.
Just get up.
Are those the phones that blow up airplanes?
No.
Also,
I hope that's on air.
My question, my other one is: do you come up with the math equation, or does the phone?
The phone.
Okay, that's great.
Yeah, and you have to really think about it, and it really works.
Well, I mean, listen, not to brag, but I wouldn't have to. I'm very good at math. But what would you?
You're a comic. You're not good at math.
I'm not good at anything. That's why. Yeah.
Me too. Like here we are. That's why I'm in somebody else's
not good at having
garage.
a dad. That's why I'm a comedian.
Oh, I have a dad, just no mom.
So, what do you proofread, Brady? We didn't get your answer.
No, but my wife wishes that I proofread.
Okay.
Because she she'd be the type that would maybe correct like if the I wasn't capitalized in the word I, right? Because I don't know what you're talking about, right? Or I don't know, and the I is not capitalized.
And she corrects that?
She would be like, it's supposed to be capitalized.
Oh wow.
She might.
I don't know your wife, but I think that if it would cause problems between the two of you, if you told her about a talking tree, maybe you should consider that.
Yeah. Yeah. No, she's very grammatically inclined.
Sure. What does she do? Can we talk about that? Or do you keep those?
Does my kids.
Okay.
Yeah. No, she doesn't work. Okay. She worked while I was in school, and then we had babies.
You know what, man? That is a good woman.
And she's a great woman,
right?
Yeah, that's
and she never looks sad. Like if I had 4 kids I had to take care of, and they're little, they're babies. Yeah. Like I would.
We have a young family.
Yeah, I would look sad all the time, and she always looks happy to be there.
That's awesome.
She literally has all 4 of them right now. And because I'm doing this, no, she's fantastic. I was
going to say, I hope
supportive. So. I don't know. There's. I
hope she didn't go. Hey, 7 and 9 out in the woods.
We have those days too. Yeah.
You're like where?
What do you guys think is a inappropriate amount of phone usage per day in hours? How much phone usage is inappropriate?
For a day?
Yeah,
to be on your phone total?
Yeah, like if you looked at your phone, there's settings where it says how much phone usage, how long you're on the phone every day. Your phone calculates that for you, like how long it's on and you're doing stuff, right? So, what number would shock you and be like, "Ooh, I gotta stop doing that"?
6 hours, 7 hours,
2 full hours.
2 full hours?
Yeah.
So my average is about 3 to 4. 3 to 4 hours.
But we're talking about like just I'm going to sit down and I'm just going to be on my phone. It's going to
total cumulative throughout a day.
And you're just talking phone, not screen time, because I'm on my computer in the morning and
screen
stuff like
time
that, like
on your
writing stuff and
screen time on your phone.
Okay, yeah, I think 2 hours would shock me. I mean, I play a couple of brain apps in the morning to wake up.
I like the brain apps.
And then I check my emails and stuff. But man,
okay.
I have to respond to this dentist that I'm doing a podcast with, so I'm going to say 3 hours.
He's right there.
know he's.
I don't know what the right answer is, but I'm at like 4 or 5.
I'm a lot.
4 or 5 a day.
Yeah, I'm on my phone.
And 30% of that is one game. I play one game.
What game do you play?
Clash Royale.
What's that?
It's so stupid.
Oh,
it's the dumbest game. But
I do have some of the brain teaser apps that I like.
Yeah, stuff like that. But like that's kind of my version of a brain teaser. It's one game.
You can play a game for that long with 4 kids. How do you do that?
Well, he has a wife.
Do you play with the
the
kids?
game is like you spend like 3 or 4 or 5 minutes doing something, and then like you have to like stop. It's like a game like that where like you.
Oh, and then you have to like wait for a certain amount of time for it to charge up or whatever?
Charge up, and then you can play again.
My son.
Yeah, so it's kind of like that. So I go on the bathroom at night.
Absolutely, I got you.
And then after like 8 o'clock, my kids are in bed.
Yep.
And so I'll sit in front of a TV with my phone in my face.
Yeah.
And then it's like 10:30. Like, oh, I gotta go to bed now. And so I waste tons of time on my phone. I'll admit, like, I'm not the poster child for like good phone use at all. Should that be confused?
Most of the time, I'm working on my phone though. Because I do.
Like, some people are working on their phone. Yeah.
Well, I do social media for Helium. I do social media for us. I do social media for myself. So that's 6.
I didn't see any posts about my performance at Helium.
Yeah,
week.
the really good
kidding.
one.
I'm just kidding. I know.
That really good one. That was me.
I know. I'm just teasing.
I know. I'm coming in there tonight too. Chad's at Helium all weekend. By the way, this will already have happened. We hope that he doesn't mess it up.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Don't screw it up, Chad.
The shows were incredible 2 weeks ago.
What about shared Facebook accounts? They offend me.
Yeah, I don't.
So
you
much.
should be in a better relationship if you can't have your own Facebook. Like that's weird.
So what are your feelings on like why people like
trust?
Is that the only thing?
100%.
And is it wife doesn't trust husband?
I think it's
go both ways. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Because it's never buddies. It's not like I'm your buddy. Hey, dude, let's do a Facebook account together. Like that's never what you see, right?
Yeah. Why?
It's always a husband wife. So it's got to be like.
And you can tell who started it because it's always their name first.
Yep, absolutely.
So you can tell, you're like, okay, this person started this because they didn't want them to have their own.
Yeah.
And they
somebody did something they shouldn't have done.
Right. And they always kind of hide it under the guise of, well, we just like, he didn't want to log into his own.
No.
And that's never right.
I just, he would never leave it unlocked so I could see what he was doing.
Somebody opened a message with a picture of tits.
Yep.
And now they have a shared Facebook account.
Exactly. That's exactly what happened.
Okay.
Or a wiener, you know.
or could have been a wiener.
I've sent ladies pictures of my tits. Don't.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm being discriminated against.
I'm clearly not getting enough guy boob pics.
Right. I've never received one.
Oh. Well, you've never received a boob pic, I would assume.
No, I haven't. Oh. No, I don't do that.
I know.
No.
I love those things. You're so pure.
Sure. Yeah. Because I don't get or send boob pics.
But you don't understand what it's like out here, Brady.
I can't imagine what. I mean, no. Trust me. If smartphones would have been around when I was in high school, yeah, I'd have sent dick pics all over the place.
Yeah, I'd be in jail.
It's just that with this amazing piece of technology, I was married and in a very committed relationship, and like I don't need a date. I don't need any of that anymore. Like,
it is so common now. I swear to God that I was dating a guy for 3 or 4 months, like a year ago. Haven't talked to him in a year. He just sent me just a picture. Just a dick pic. Just dick.
Let's just break this down
with
for
no
a
words.
sec.
Yeah. You're like, I'm going to hop in. But hold on one second.
Analyze
I
this for us,
recognized
Chad.
it. I recognized it. He had sent so many.
I hate everything about that.
No, me too.
it would be worse if you didn't recognize
But all
it.
I texted back was, you're lucky this isn't some kid's phone number now, because that's a felony.
Plus, typical guy having the same haircut for year after year. I've heard this, and I don't know if it's true, so I'm not trying to pass this on, but I've heard this, and that smartphones have more technology in them than the spacecraft, I'm going to say, that landed on the moon.
Yeah, absolutely.
More technology.
Yeah.
Allegedly.
And then people are like, what should we do with all of this? And then they end up just sending a picture of their dick.
Yeah.
I have sent one, but I jazzed it up on Snapchat so hard.
All the
where
filters?
I gave it like a top hat,
Yes.
sunglasses. You could not even tell what it was.
Oh, you can do that?
Absolutely.
Oh yeah. There's
I love how Brady's like a serial dick pic sender now because he's like, I didn't know you could put a top hat
on it.
What's going on?
Can it wear a monocle too?
Oh, and you can have all 4 of your balls doing like weird things.
Right. Yeah.
That'll be incredible.
Oh man.
Like kicking, like a jazz line.
That's so
I like
funny.
that. I like
Scoot Herring used to be a Portland comic. He had a book that somebody bought him. That was like, what's so creepy about it is it looked like a kid's book, but it had a hole in the middle, and you could stick it through, and it'd be like a little cowboy riding a horse, and it was so well done that it really did look pretty well placed. It was so funny.
Yeah, so there's a classiness maybe to
Yeah.
You can paint your wiener like one of the French girls. Like, I just picture
tell
it
you
laying on a
something.
couch.
Yeah.
Nothing is gross if it's wearing a cummerbund.
No.
That's my number 1 rule for life.
It's true.
Nothing is gross.
Ding.
You could put a cummerbund on moldy bread, and I'd be like, all right, I'll eat it.
That's super
Fancy.
classy.
So fancy.
Why is Scoot used to be a Portland comic?
He does Twitch TV now, and he was one of the funniest guys in
Oh,
town.
I knew that. Yeah, I really liked him. I worked with him in, we did a festival in Canada together.
Oh, yeah.
And I became a big fan of his, yeah.
Yeah, I love Scoot. We're still very good friends. He's Mr. Scoot on Twitch TV now, but he just does Twitch TV.
Okay.
He has a huge following.
Playing
Play
games?
video games?
I would
Yeah.
think, right? Yeah, that's what I was
He's a big video game guy.
Oh, okay. I think I have one more question. And this is, which of the following people or organizations will never contact you via social media? A, the IRS. B, Nigerian princes. C, your utility company. And D, your close friend who is stranded in another country and needs money right now.
My friends would totally contact me on Facebook.
They wouldn't call your phone? Point of this question is, now I have to reveal the point. So these are all scams, right?
Yeah.
And irresponsible phone usage, they scam you,
Yeah.
right? But they contact you on, like I've been called by someone claiming to be the IRS. You ever got these scams before?
I have, but I have sent money to a prince in Nigeria, and it did work out.
It did work out.
Once he used my money to unlock his bank account,
Is he into pretty chubby
Then he
girls?
sent
he sent
Like-
me tons of stuff. And by stuff, I mean more messages.
Did you see the Chris Hansen special where he actually went over and met the guy?
To catch
he
a predator?
Yeah, well, he did To Catch a Predator, but he also did. Yeah, he also did To Catch Other People. I don't know what it was called.
To catch others.
Catch other people doing other
And,
bad stuff.
Yeah, and he went through all the steps. He sent the money. He did all the things, and then he ends up in London meeting up with this guy, this Nigerian prince, and the guy is there and surprised that Chris is there, and he's like, "You're gonna get us killed." And Chris is like, "Well, let's see what happens." And then I fell asleep. I don't know what happened in the end.
Oh,
Yeah, that's a great time to fall asleep.
That was a
you can
terrible
get
story.
us killed. We'll be right back. Well, this is boring. I watched everything leading up to it, but now they might be murdered. Snooze
So
Fest
over it.
USA
I'm over it.
/ London.
It was during a breakup, and I was taking Ambien, so there's that. Might have not happened. I don't know.
I got called by a guy claiming to be the IRS.
Okay.
And he had a very thick accent, sounded like he was from the country of India. That's what it sounded like. But his name was Mike. And I don't know if that's true, but Mike said that I was going to have the cops called on me and that I owed back taxes of like $6,000.
My friend's boyfriend sent $2,500 to those people.
Yeah. It works all the time. So, no, but I started talking to him and I started talking. This was like maybe a year ago. I started talking to him as if I was like an old person. Like I was like, oh, I don't know what. Okay, I owe taxes. Oh no. And so like I played into it a little bit. I got talking with him, but I was like really slow of speech, which got him really frustrated. Like he was like, you just need to send money to this address and like how to do it. And I had to like go get like this like certificate or something like that. All these instructions. And then I finally was like, hey, butthole, I'm not doing this. Why do you waste people's time? Why are you trying to screw people, rip people off? And then he said, because it works, and hung up on me.
Oh, have you seen the one?
That's what he said. And I was like, what?
That's pretty slick.
The one on YouTube, the guy's like doing the same thing.
Yeah.
And he's messing with him, and he's like, okay, you got to go to Western Union. The guy's like, I can't go to Western Union. He's like, all right, go buy a bunch of Target gift cards.
That's what it was. Gift card. I had to buy gift cards.
And the guy's like, gift bags? And he's like, all right, well, I'm at Target now. He's like, I have the gift bags. The guy's like, no, gift cards. And he's like, well, what do I put in the gift bags? And then the guy freaks out on him. Yeah. And he's from India, and he's like, we bombed you. And the guy's like, you're from India. You didn't bomb us. Like, you guys are pretty docile. I like you guys, actually. And the guy just hangs up.
Okay, so running mate, can I count you in?
Yeah, we got to talk about this phone thing, though.
Right, but you're in on this. Sure. No, you're against it.
Well, the phone?
The licenses for phones?
I don't think we could do that.
I don't think
it's my number one platform.
Here's what I'd like to do.
This might not work out.
I will endorse you if I can be the guy that drives around and takes away driver's licenses.
Okay.
I fantasize about that.
I just want to be the one cop that gets to pull people over and go, nope, you're walking home. Boot.
I fantasize about pulling people over all the time.
You want to pull people over?
Yeah.
You wish you could?
Yeah, for doing stupid. I hate it. That's a big fantasy of mine.
Do you think cops like pulling people over?
Well, I just think
some of them like it.
They have the ability to already. I think I fantasize about it because I don't have that ability, and people's driving frustrates me. So
I tried to make a citizen's arrest once. I said, I'm placing you under citizen's arrest. And the guy goes, that's not real. And I go, yeah, all right. When I got back in my car.
What was he doing?
He's just driving horribly. And so I went in, and first I started the conversation with, you should bring that car back. It's so nice, and your blinkers are already broken. And the guy goes, what do you mean? I go, well, I've been following you for a couple blocks, and you've turned several times, and your back blinkers don't work at all. And he goes, well, I wasn't using them. And I go, aha, then I'd like to place you under citizen's arrest. This is a sting.
My God.
And he said,
it's a sting.
Citizen's arrest aren't real? And I said, all right, though. And then I drove away.
As you were, sir.
Okay.
Oh, my God.
Well, it was worth a shot.
Is citizen's arrest real?
I don't think so.
I don't know.
Back in the day, I think it was.
I think if you saw somebody murder somebody, then you could be like citizen's arrest. And then that's just detaining.
Well, first of all, that's the wrong person to citizen's arrest.
Somebody's got to stop him.
You can't be like, excuse me, you that just shot that guy, you are arrested. So now you know that. And you need to drive yourself to the jail, though, because full car, baby on board, precious cargo.
You creep me out, so...
Precious cargo, no guns in the car. It's kind of a policy.
Quit doing it.
You drive there now. Trust. I'm trusting you.
Oh, my God, you're killing me. Do the right thing. Make healthy choices.
I think citizen's arrest stopped the same year you could no longer spank other people's kids.
Oh, yeah, right.
They were just stop fucking with people. Stop bothering people. Excuse me.
Right. Well, there's some people who probably took it too far and made themselves a little badge.
God,
just citizens arrested everybody. Just that was awesome.
And they made a badge and they made it themselves and they made it out of shiny stuff. And
that's like a character on a sitcom.
Right. It's like Dwight. It's like Dwight from The Office. It reminds me of Dwight from The Office. Like he would arrest someone.
Oh, I love The Office.
For stepping on a crack.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, this has been fun.
Thanks for having me.
Yes.
Super fun.
Chad, let's see. This is. Do you have anything you want to talk about, coming up in the next month, 4 or 6 weeks?
Well, I will say this. Going I recorded an hour of stand-up comedy material in the middle of June, and it'll be out sometime in 2019. So keep your eyes peeled. But also, you can listen to 4 albums on Spotify or Pandora, and you can check those out and listen to them. And that's all of it.
Super funny. Super duper funny.
Super funny.
I was crying.
Thank you, Chad, for being on our podcast.
Thanks for having me.
And thanks for watching us eat food.
Yeah.
And we'll talk brother husband. And then we're going to get a Facebook account together, right?
Absolutely.
Right.
Cool. You start it, so it'll be Brady Chad?
Brady and Chad.
Yeah. But no, it's never and. I've only seen it as the names together.
Yeah, you can't put and in it. They won't let you.
Brady Chad.
Yeah. Which is it's so strange to me.
So check us out on our new Facebook channel, Brady Chad.
It's gonna be great.
You guys are gonna be. Can't do it. Too funny. Shady.
Well, it's gonna be wonderful just when I send you dick pics.
Oh, I gotta do a secret word.
Oh.
Do you want to do a secret word?
Yeah.
Okay. Chad's gonna tell us what the secret word is. What's the secret word?
The secret word is napkin.
Yes.
Okay. That's napkin.
Napkin.
Email
Not
us.
Kerchief, but
sorry, I wait at the end.
Listen, I know nobody knows what's happening here. Is this on video? There's a camera.
Yeah, we do
here.
YouTube. And
you do. Oh, there's a camera there too. Yeah. Oh, I've been on camera the whole time. How do you do? Okay, well, I don't have to describe it then. I was going to say there are fake succulents in tooth vases.
Those are real.
Those are pens.
Those are real? They're pens? Yeah. I love how she pulled it out. These are real? Have you never seen an ink root, idiot?
Fucking touch it. It feels real.
Have you never seen?
It feels a little real.
Yeah. That was really great. This is how you know. This is how you poke it into the ground, dum-dum.
Oh my God, I do want you to be a co-host. Just stay. Just stay. I've had so much fun today.
This has been great.
Thank you for coming.
Okay, the secret word is napkin.
Napkin.
Email us. Get yours.
Follow us on Instagram and Twitter and Facebook and the internets, and subscribe, and come back next week.
And we're out.
Oh, boo-bye.
Okay.